Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar is my call sign, and my pronouns are she, her. I am your net control operator for this net. This is a roundtable general discussion and rag-chew net, and all calls should go through the net control station. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Before we begin, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? If at any time there is an emergency, please say break, break, and we will assist you. This net provides a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community as well as their allies to hang out over the airwaves. This net, as well as the network it's hosted on, is open to all licensed amateur radio operators. No membership is necessary, and we also welcome third-party traffic as well. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join, plus gain access to our Discord chat room, head on over to prideradio.group. That is prideradio.group. Or check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you're one of those folks out there that do not like LGBTQIA plus folks like ourselves. This net is being relayed on the various nodes, talk groups, and reflectors of the Pride Radio Group and affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, WiresX, M17, NXDN, P25, D-Star, PNet, as well as various RF repeaters around the world, and it's also streamed live on Broadcastify, Icecast, and my YouTube channel, which can be found by searching for my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. For more information about for information on how you can connect to this network or for our live stream links, visit prideradionetwork.com. That is prideradionetwork.com. And finally, you can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. That is netlogger.org. NetLogger is a fantastic piece of software that allows you to log into the net and view a list of call signs in real time and be able to follow along with the net. For Android users, you may download a third-party NetLogger client called NetScraper. That is NetScraper. It's not as feature-rich as NetLogger, but hey, at least you'll be able to see the list of call signs with it. And for you iPhone users, I have not found an iPhone app for y'all yet, so mainly because I don't own an iPhone. So if any of you iPhone users know of a NetLogger app for your devices, please let me know about that so I could add this to the preamble. Alrighty then, before we begin this evening's net, do we have any news, announcements, or other items of business for the net and the Pride Radio Group? Alrighty, hearing nothing, let's get started. We are now taking check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Let's first start off with mobile short on time and in and out stations. So if your mobile don't have much time or you simply want to pop in for a quick hello before popping out, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you wish, you may give us your pronouns as well. Once again, this is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, and I will be standing by for mobile short on time and in and out stations.
KJ7OMO, please check in. Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray, Mark, he, his, and N4DVM. For November 4, Delta Victor Mike, Pamela, she, hers. Short time, but we will have a report.
KJ7OMO, Kilo Echo 8, Victor X-Ray Golf, Kilo Echo 8, Victor X-Ray Golf, Alex, in and out.
0 Lima Juliet Foxtrot, November 0 Lima Juliet Foxtrot, Lance, in and out.
All right, we have Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray, November 4 Delta Victor Mike, Kilo Echo 8 Victor X-Ray Golf, who is in and out, and November 0 Lima Juliet Foxtrot, also in and out. Thanks to the in and out stations for stopping by, and 7-3 to you both. Do we have any other mobile short on time or in and out stations? Alright, let's check in with our short on time stations real quick before we continue taking more check-ins. Alpha Echo 4, Whiskey X-Ray. Hey, Mark. We'll toss it over to you. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Well, good evening, Admiral, and thank you for taking my check-in, as well as N4DVMs, and good evening to everybody on the net. This is Mark in Seven Lakes, North Carolina, and Pamela, also Seven Lakes, North Carolina. She's actually indisposed at the moment, so she says hello, but she won't be coming on. But I had an interesting day today. I was participating with North Carolina Emergency Management and the American Red Cross in an active shooter drill. It was a pretty intense experience, I can tell you. Unfortunately, I can't really say too much about it for security concerns. As we all know, unfortunately, these kids that do these shootings, it's school shootings anyway, is what we were practicing. They study past shootings, and so they learn from it. So there's a pretty tight security veil on what we can say about it. But it's very sad that we have to do those kinds of things. But my gosh, it was an important thing, and it was a really impressive thing to see in action. So that's kind of how I spent my day. The other thing I'll bring up is over on Mastodon, there's been a discussion that I've been a part of and that we brought Kimberly into. It all stemmed from the cover of the January issue of QST, which, if you haven't seen it, go take a look and you can see why we're reacting to it. And the topic of the discussion really is about how those of us that are allies but are not subject to the kinds of discrimination, adversity, etc., how we can help to foster and improve the diversity within the amateur radio community. I see it on at least on Mastodon, and I certainly feel that there's a need for us to do this, and and I guess I'll just refer everybody to the discussion that was going on there that about thoughts about what we can do as allies to try to help make that a better space. So anyway, if anybody has any ideas they want to share, I'm all ears. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to you. I promised N4DVM some movie time, so I'll be out after this. But again, I hope everybody has a great evening, 73, and thank you. This is N4DVM and AE4WX saying 73, and back to you, Admiral.
Well, Starfleet Admiral Kimberly here, returning. Thanks for fixing those Vulcan amateur radio subspace relays. Now the folks at on that planet, as well as the surrounding areas, will be able to tune into this net. All right. Well, thanks for coming in, I shall say 7-3, and yeah, lots of good stuff there, and yeah, it's definitely important that we address the issue of discrimination on ham radio, and try and figure out ways to bring more inclusion into the hobby. And this network is definitely one of the biggest ways we will do it. And I'm hoping that one of these days more and more people will sign on to put their repeaters on this network and spread the rainbow far and wide. Alright, well, take care. Enjoy your movie time. And I'll say hello to say hello to the rest of your household, and yeah, 7-3 to you all. Next, we had a check-in from N4DVM. Thanks for stopping by, 7-3. KE8VXG. Thanks for stopping by, 7-3. N0JLLJF. Thanks for stopping by, 7-3 to you as well. And we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have some more stations wishing to check in. This time, we're going to open up check-ins to anybody, anywhere. So, anybody, anywhere, if you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need from you are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you want to, you may also include your pronouns in your transmission. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, and I will be standing by for more check-ins to the net. Alright, unfortunately, that was a very rough copy full of static, so I was not able to catch your call sign. If you can, try and bump your power up a little bit, or move your radio to a different spot, and try again. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, I believe there was a November station, but again, I was not able to catch your call sign because you were just not making it into the repeater. Could you try your check-in again? Alright, moving on. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? I will be standing by for more check-ins.
This is KC3 VIU, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, Phoebe, in Stevens, Pennsylvania. The pronouns are she, her.
Okay. You got another one, finally. All right. Kilo Charlie 3 Victor India Uniform got you down. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check into the net at this time?
Just be in and out today.
Alrighty, we have Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec. I think, I am not sure, because that was buried deep in the noise. And could you come back with me one more time and confirm if I got your call sign correct? Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
KJ7 OMO, this is Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot Quebec. You did have my call sign correct.
Alright, I don't know what you did, but you were much better this time. Alright, got you down. There was another station, an in-and-out station. Could you repeat your call sign one more time, please?
Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta for in and out. Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta.
Alright, got you this time. Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. Thanks for stopping by, and 7-3. Do we have any additional check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? Holy cow, they're coming in slowly.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray. Again, that's Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray.
Alright, Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray. Got you down. Anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time? They're coming in slowly. Alrighty. Well, I shook that tree as hard as I could, and we got some, a few stations out of that. Awesome. Alright, Kilo Charlie 3 Victor India Uniform. We'll toss it over to you. Hello, Phoebe. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station.
This is KC3 VIU. Yeah, hey, good to hear you again this week. My voice is in a little better condition versus last week, and got some exciting news about some stuff I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to be going down to Philadelphia and helping a trans person who's going to be left homeless at the end of the month find a new place to live up here, and she has like a mobile home to get her set up here until she can get herself back on her feet and settle those things and get herself some regular housing. So definitely looking forward to that tomorrow. And I'll put it back to net control because I need to take care of some other business real quick. KC3 VIU back to net control.
All right, KC3 VIU, KJ7 OMO returning. Well, that sounds awesome. Glad that you were able to help somebody in need. And we have a Discord check-in from Victor Alpha 3, Papa Romeo Romeo, who is in and out. Thanks for your Discord check-in. It sucks that your internet is not good enough for transmit. Anyways, next station on the list is Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, this is Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec. Good to hear you all again. I've been gone for a couple weeks because internet was not playing nice with Echo Link, and so now I'm back on the local club repeater via IRLP. I probably won't stay too long because I don't want to tie up the repeater. We've been having some wild weather here in California. My partner and I wound up traveling by bicycle for about 70 miles through snow and rain and hail the other day. That was exciting. I think that's all the big news I've got. Back to net control. This is Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec.
Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, we do have a web transceiver, so if you'd like, you may use that. And I see that you are logged in, so here in a minute I will give you temporary transmit privileges on that. In order for me to give you permanent privileges, I would have to create a login for you, and I can't really do that at the moment. And those privileges are good until you close your web browser. Alrighty, next station on the list, Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray. Good evening, Kimberly and the crew. Nice to finally make it into this net. I've been meaning to get around to it for a while, but usually by the time you announce the net, I am already tied up with other things. Don't have a lot to say so far, but I'll turn it back to net and see what everybody else has to say this evening. KJ7 OMO and the crew from Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray.
Alrighty, Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Alright, well, we're glad that you made it, and glad to have you aboard. And to the previous check-in, your web transceiver permissions have been granted, and they will expire once you close your web browser. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need from you are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may include your pronouns in your transmissions. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and I'll be standing by for more check-ins to the net. Alright, I do see that we have an additional station on the web transceiver, so one moment while I temporarily turn on the transmit permissions. Alright, I have the transmit enabled for them as well. Do we have any other station wishing to check into the net at this time? Alright, there was a key up on one of the Australian hubs. Let's go ahead and throw out another call for more check-ins. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time? Alright, and I've given transmit permissions to all, temporary transmit permissions to all stations on the web transceiver. Alright, we're gonna toss it back to Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
This is KC3VIU. I actually find myself at a point this week where I'm not having a whole lot to say, which is darn curious for me. I'm not familiar with kind of being in that position for a little bit, but I'm sure once the conversation gets rolling, I'll find something that I need to chime in on. So, real brief, back to you then, Kimberly. KC3VIU, back to net control.
No worries, it happens to the best of us. I'm sure you'll find something to say here on your next round. Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot, Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
This is Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot, Quebec. Thank you, Kimberly, for enabling the transmit permissions on the web transceiver. I will go take a look at that in a moment here and sign off the local repeater from IRLP. So this is KG6GS2 disconnecting repeater W6SON from IRLP node 9550.
Alrighty. Sounds like the repeater has been disconnected. Alright, we're gonna toss it over to Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
From Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray. Not much to add here so far. We'll wait for things to get going. We'll see if everybody's having a good night tonight. Thank you for the warm welcome on the last go-around, and it's nice to be able to finally make it in here. KJ7 OMO and the crew from VA3 SAX.
Alrighty, well hopefully we get this thing going and have more people added onto the list. Speaking of more people, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else out there wishing to check in to the net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may include your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and I'll stand by for more check-ins to the net. All right. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time? Alright, we have another station connecting to the web transceiver, so I will enable transmit permissions for them. Alright, it's been enabled. One more time, do we have any other station wishing to check in at this time? Alrighty, nothing heard. We'll toss it back up to the top. Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
KC3VIU, this is Phoebe. Yeah, actually, the one thing I was talking to some folks about last weekend was how I got started in my interest in radio. And it kind of started back when I got one of my first electronics kits from Radio Shack and was putting together the radio kit there. And then next thing I knew, I was putting together, like I got the kit up from that, where I had the radio transmitter, and I used to do like broadcasts, and I know there wasn't likelihood of anybody in the neighborhood listening, but I still love to do that kind of thing. And it's kind of silly, but my dad's friend also had like a bunch of old reel-to-reel cassette decks, reel-to-reel tape decks, and gave them to me, and I was able to repair most of them and get them going, and then I'd do like playback of stuff. Now, mind you, I'm talking something that maybe had, 100, 150 foot range or something, but I don't know, my mind was just kind of playing back to those memories and thought it was fun, so back to Net Control, KC3VIU.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yes, that does bring back some memories there. My first start on radio was CB, actually. Back when I was a kid, I used to like playing with the CB off and on quite often. And I also dabbled in FRS and GMRS back then as well. And also back when I was young and stupid and didn't know better, I also had a pirate FM station, and which consisted of a little old transmitter thing that was meant to to throw some tunes to your car or something, but I was able to like yank out a transistor of some sort, and that or if it's not a transistor, some kind of other component, and that basically increased the range of that pirate thing to well over the 200 feet legal limit, and I got probably about half a mile out of that thing. But again, that was back when I was young, stupid. I was probably a teenager back then, so I didn't even know at the time that it was a no-no. Of course, now I know that it's a no-no, and of course, I don't even do that. I don't play around with that kind of stuff, because, yeah, it's a huge no-no. But when you're young and stupid, you don't know any better. Yeah. Of course, now I'm a licensed ham, so... Yeah. Alright, Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot, Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot, Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Are you able to transmit via the thing? I see you're logged into the web transceiver, and I didn't turn on the transmit for you, so try and yeah, we'll try again. Back to you. Alright, we're going to try that station one more time. Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot, Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, apparently we have some technical difficulties, so we'll, with that station, so we'll break from them for now, and we'll send it over to Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray returning. Interesting you should mention CB. I had a similar start because it was... I did have a CB radio kicking around here when I got interested in radio, but either unfortunately or perhaps fortunately for me, we were at the very bottom of a solar cycle, and at least my neck of Canada has absolutely nobody on CB whatsoever, so I got hunting around for what might be a radio system that would have more users on it, and stumbled into ham radio, and here we are today. So to think that if I'd been at the top of a solar cycle and been able to contact a few people, maybe I wouldn't be here today. Not doing this anyways. Back to net, KJ7OMO and the crew from VA3SAX.
Yeah, copy that. Well, glad that the solar cycle was way down at the time, because, well, here you are on ham radio enjoying yourself. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have any additional check-in stations wishing to check in at this time. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and I will be standing by for more check-ins.
Break, KC3VIU.
All right, is there an emergency?
Yeah, my neighbor needs a ride. I'm going to have to disconnect from the net. I might be listening, but I won't be monitored. I won't be able to talk for a while. So just wanted to let you know. KC3VIU possibly clear at this point. Back to net control.
All right, not a problem. 7-3. 7-3 for now. All right, do we have any additional check-ins to the net at this time? Alright, for those of you who saw the N0CAL call sign, that was just me doing a quick test of the web transceiver to make sure it was working. And I confirmed that it is working. Alright, we're gonna toss it back up to Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Okay, I think we might have lost that station. Back to Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray returning. I guess some people are having some troubles tonight. Or possibly just had to pop out there for a few minutes. Nothing further to add at this point, so I'll pass it right back to net there. KJ7 OMO from VA3 SAX.
Alrighty, not a problem. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check into the net at this time? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may also include your pronouns if you wish. Alrighty, looks like it's all crickets out there. We'll check back in with Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec for one last time. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, hearing nothing. Thanks for hanging out with us, and 7-3. It's back to you, VA3SAXKJ7OMO.
VA3SAX returning. Guess it's just the two of us for now. Hopefully we get a few more joiners in so we can have a little more of a lively discussion here. I mean, radio-related stuff, I don't have a lot to say for now. I've mostly been off the air for a little while because I got bitten by a bit of an astronomy bug, so I've been focusing a lot of my time in that and haven't had my radios on. I don't know if that's something you're interested in as well. I'll pass it back and see your comments on that one. KJ7OMO and the crew from VA3SAX.
Alrighty, astronomy, quite the interesting subject. Yeah, I do find it quite fascinating that there's a lot of different stuff out there in space that you could take a look at from from a telescope. That's a pretty cool thing. I wouldn't mind actually checking that out one of these days. Maybe I don't know, maybe borrowing a telescope or something and just take a look at the night sky and see what I can find. Yeah, astronomy is really fascinating stuff. And it looks like we got some traffic on what do you call it, Mastodon. It looks like KG6GFQ is having some web browser issues, and we have another user on Mastodon, N November Oscar 5 India Golf. Thanks for your Mastodon check-in, and we hope you've been enjoying the net. One moment, folks. I got a knock on the door. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm live streaming at the moment, so. Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of people listening right now, so. Alright, see you around. Alrighty, sorry about that, folks. That was my mom knocking at the door, handing me some stuff to munch on. Alrighty, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's check. Let's see if we can see if there's any additional folks on the out there wishing to check in. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, and I will be standing by for more check-ins. Alright, let me just re-enable the transmit ability for the Kilo Golf Station. Okay, transmit re-enabled. Alright, looks like everything looks okay. Alright, I see that the Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec is trying to get back in, so we'll try that station again. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec. This looks like it might be working in the other browser. Can you hear me now? KG6GFQ.
Yes, Verizon, I hear you now. Crystal clear. Back to you.
Excellent. Apparently, DV Switch just doesn't like my Firefox install for some reason. But I'm glad that's worked out. I was gonna say earlier, in response to something Phoebe mentioned, that I remember getting into Radio Shack kits, though right at the end of when Radio Shack actually had reasonable electronics kits, and that was kind of my introduction to electronics and a little bit of radio stuff before I got into ham radio, and that brought back some fond memories. I don't know that I have much else to say at the moment. KG6GFQ.
Yes. Radio Shack. My goodness, so many memories. Radio Shack back when you could actually buy decent components from them. And you didn't have to, look online for components. You could just go straight to there. If you needed a resistor or a capacitor or something, you could find all that kind of stuff there. I sure miss Radio Shack. Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray returning. Unfortunately, I personally got into the game a touch too late, and Radio Shack was mostly kind of on its way out when I got into radio. It had a few components, and you were able to get rolls of really, really crummy Bizarre G58 that was not even close to the amount of shield it should have had, but it did kind of work and present a 50 ohm impedance to your radio. I mean, I think most of my signal was leaking out the coax rather than the antenna, so rather than a good antenna, I had a good piece of leaky coax that people were hearing me on, but I guess at the end of the day, whatever works for you, right? VA3SAX.
A leaky coax antenna. 10 out of 10. Whatever works, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So we're gonna see if we have any additional check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you wish, you may include your pronouns in your transmissions as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, and let's see if we can shake the tree up some more and get some more people added to the list.
This is, once again, KC3VAU. I have a comment about the astronomy and another comment about radio.
Alrighty Alrighty, KC3VIU, welcome back. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. We'll toss it over to you.
This is KC3VIU. Yeah, I wanted to mention that I really love the whole astronomy thing. Way back when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I told my grandmother that I was going to be an astronaut and I would eventually get on a spacecraft and fly her to the moon, if that's what she wanted to do. Well, that didn't quite come real, but, you know, kids are kids. We dream. Hi. The next thing is that one of my favorite finds from way back when I first started getting into electronics and stuff was there was a company, it was one of these surplus places that sold electronics and stuff, and I found a bunch of old crystals that were made for hand gear back, I guess, in the 50s or something, these quartz crystals set with the frequency mark on them and a channel number, and boy, I tell you what, I always wanted to know what the heck they were for. And I've recently, I kind of knew, but never saw a radio until recently to figure out what they might actually plug into. So that was kind of a bit of a fun adventure. I still think I have some of them, but can't be perfectly sure. Been through so many moves. So back to Net Control, this is KC3VIU.
KC3VIU, KJ7 on my returning. Yeah, copy that. That was quite the interesting find there, and yeah, you could build some fun things out of them old crystals. Maybe build your own AM transceiver with that for ATF or something. You know, a lot of things you can do with that. Maybe even build yourself a simple CW thing for transceiver for if you wanted something more simple to put together. Although I would probably try and do the more challenging thing and have an actual build a voice capable thing. That would be a lot of fun if I could do something like that. Alright, we're gonna toss the mic back to Kilo Golf 6, Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
This is Kilo Foxtrot Quebec. Nothing to add at the moment, so back to you and the group. KJ7LMO, KG6GFQ.
Alright, no problem. Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, returning. Yeah, that's a fun little topic there. I once had a bit of a hyperfixation for a while of, I was going to put together my own super high performance all band transceiver, got looking into that, and it kind of fizzled out. I don't think I really have all the technical skills to be able to manage that one. I'm really more of less of a builder of electronics from scratch, more of a test and troubleshoot sort of guy, so I'm down a different vein of things. So that hyperfixation there never panned out, but I did learn a fair bit about transceivers in my research there. So I won't say it was a completely useless dive. Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray.
Sorry about that. Had to pull something out of the microwave there. Alright, Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, copy that. It's fascinating, what you can learn when you dive deep into a rabbit hole of electronics and radios and all that fascinating stuff. It's quite interesting. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's bring out the Tree Shaker Extreme 9000 Premium Edition and see if we could make some more folks fall off the trees and check into the net. Hi. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check into the net at this time? Alrighty, do we have any additional check-ins to the net? Alrighty, hearing nothing but crickets. Kilo Charlie 3 Victor India uniform, back to you. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec. I think I'm actually going to call it a night. Thank you again for opening up the web transceiver, and it was nice hearing everyone's voices. So, 73, Kilo Golf 6 Golf Foxtrot Quebec.
Alright, you're quite welcome, and thanks for hanging out with us, and 7-3, and good hearing you on the net, and we look forward to hearing you on the next one. Over to Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. About ready to wrap things up here pretty soon.
Yeah, Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray. Nothing further to add at this point, so I'll let it back to net. KG7 OMO from VA3 SAX.
Alrighty, not a problem. Do we have any additional stations wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? Let's see who else is out there lurking in the shadows. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar standing by for more check-ins. Alrighty, do we have any additional folks out there wishing to check in at this time? Let's see. Let's see if we can get some of the stragglers in here. Alrighty. Well, it sounds like they are gonna continue to be lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. Kilo Charlie 3 Victor, India uniform. We'll toss it back to you. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, I think we lost her, so we'll mark her as checked out. If you're listening, thanks again for hanging out with us, and 732U. Well, looks like you're the second to last one standing. Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray. So now would we turn it into a... do you have a set time on this, or do you turn it into just until everyone gives up for the evening? Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray.
Well, pretty much when the overwhelming majority of the folks give up for the evening and no additional check-ins are coming in. And speaking of which, let's see if there's anybody else out there real quick wanting to check in.
KC3VIU requesting opportunity to chat again whenever the opportunity presents itself. Back in net control. KC3VIU.
Alright, KC3VIU, go for it, KJ70MO. Wow!
KC3VIU. Yeah, the whole thing about building radios, I know I tried to build some crystal radio sets when I was younger, and they were only partially successful. But I've been a lot more successful lately with different things, so different projects and such. So I'll have to try and do some research and see if I can use those old crystals. And I also forgot to mention that I have a telescope at home. It's the one from Edmund Scientific that's the red, like, ball thing, and I have the mount for it, but it doesn't have a tracking system. So you pretty much line it up, and on extreme zoom, you can pretty much look at any one of the planets for about 30 to maybe 45 seconds at the extreme zoom, and you can see a lot, but it's traveling across the image while it's doing that, and I'm not perfectly sure how to make a tracking device for it at this time, but I'm sure there's plenty of options to do so, and they're available probably somewhere on the 3D printing websites. Great, now the website's eluded my mind. At any rate, hi. Back to net control, KC3VIU, clear.
Alright, KC3VIU, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, hopefully you'll find something out there that will turn that into a fully automated system, because that sounds like a pretty cool system already with the extreme zoom. All you need to do is to somehow jerry-rig a automatic thing for it, and you'll be all set. VA3SAX KJ7OMO, back to you.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, returning. The thing I was wondering about those tracking mounts is if you can get one that goes fast enough so you could do like a dual purpose and swap out whether you have a telescope or, say, ham radio satellite antenna for if you're working low Earth orbit birds or things like that. That would be nice to have a dual purpose device like that.
Oh, yeah. That would be super awesome if we had an automatic satellite tracker thing for ham radio that would automatically point the antenna in the right direction. I'm pretty sure there's a few of those out there, if I'm not mistaken. And there are also radios out there that are capable of automatically tracking the satellite and compensating themselves for Doppler shift. The Radioddity GD77 is one of them if you install third-party firmware to it called OpenGD77, which has a neat feature on that third-party firmware that allows the radio to automatically lock onto the satellite and compensate itself for Doppler shift. And there are other radios out there besides the GD77 that are also compatible with the OpenGD77 firmware. So, yeah, if you're looking for satellite tracking capabilities on a radio and don't want to have to manually adjust your frequency every now and then to stay connected to the satellite, then yeah, that's the automatic satellite tracking feature of the third-party firmware is the way to go. And I've actually made a few ISS repeater contacts with that in the past, though I don't have a directional antenna. So, yeah, my window of opportunity to hit any kind of satellite is limited. If the satellite is passing over by, at a certain angle, then my Comet GP3 antenna will be able to hit the satellite. But once it leaves that certain angle, then that's it. I don't hear it anymore. So I would love to get a directional antenna so that I could always hear the satellite until it until it goes beyond the horizon. Darn, who did I have? Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if there's anybody else out there wishing to, check in into the net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and if you want, you may include your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, and let's see if there's anybody else out there wishing to check in.
Victor Kilo 3, Papa Juliet, Whiskey Juliet, I beg your pardon, he, him, VK3, PWJ.
Victor Kilo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time?
VK3NIK.
All right, VK3NIK got you down. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? Doggone, just when I was about to wrap things up, they all come out of the woodwork. Alrighty, Victor Kilo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me. This is my first time on this net. Just home trying to play with a bit of Dire Wolf and listening to the net.
Copy that. Playing with Dire Wolf while listening to the net. Heck yeah. And, welcome to your first check-in. And, yeah. We'll call you back in just a moment. Victor Kilo 3, November, India, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. The mic is yours. Okay, did I get the call sign wrong? Whatever call sign resembles Victor Kilo 3 November India Kilo, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yes, this is Victor Kilo 3 November India Kilo. Sorry, my connection got a bit funny, so I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, as I said, just playing a bit of Dire Wolf, yeah, listening. My name is Nick, by the way, and I think I got my license about 1 month ago. I'll pass it back to you, thank you.
Another one playing with Direwolf. Alright, well, welcome to the ham radio, hobby. Hopefully you've, had some, enjoyment. But yeah, thanks again for checking into the net. We'll call you back on in just a moment. Let's toss it back up to the top. Let's see if Phoebe is still around. Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
This is KC3VIU. Yes, I'm still around. I went and picked up my neighbor. Her car broke down, and she was stuck at the local grocery store. That was a filling station, so went and did that, and she was listening to our QSO there on the way back, and she was like getting a kick out of it. I'm very much intrigued by the radio oddity receiver you said that has a Doppler shift compensation built into it. That is just wicked. It blows my mind. I mean, yes, I understand that we have software that can predict orbits, and yes, I understand with VFOs that it's easy enough to have it tuned, but that's just so cool. Doubtless it was even necessary to some degree for Apollo and whatnot, but yeah, the fact that I could hold it in my hand, and the idea of the twin antenna design, or the twin use, for both the mount for both the antenna and for the telescope. Heck, it would be fun to have them going at the same time and simultaneously track the telescope, the satellite visually, and then the RF with the radio. So imagine that, and then like have it turn on a light so you can be sure that okay, yeah, that's the right one. Hi. Oh, I'm so silly at times, I swear. Anyway, I have a pretty big day in front of me tomorrow. I'll be listening for a bit, but maybe I probably shouldn't sign off entirely. But at any rate, back to net control, KC3 VIU.
KC3VIU, KJ7, no more returning. Hey, yeah, copy that. That and the other radios that have similar chipsets to the GD77, they are pretty decent radios, and they are capable of a lot. But again, you only unlock those extra capabilities if you install third-party firmware to them. You won't get any of these cool features on the factory default firmware. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with them. It's just mind-blowing. Well, technically, any radio could, in theory, be unlocked to have automatic satellite Doppler shift compensation if, if their firmwares can be hacked and have that functionality enabled. So yeah, there's a lot you can do. Anyways, we'll toss it back down to Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
I shall have to give that software a check out and see which radios. Maybe I have something kicking around that could actually hop onto there. I'll have to take a look. Thanks for the info on that one. I'll pass it back to Nat. Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Alpha X-Ray.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the software I use is Open GD77, Open Golf Delta 77. Victor Kilo 3 Papa Whiskey Juliet will toss the hot microphone back to you. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Hi, good afternoon, Kimberly. And yeah, sorry about before. Something happened with my transmission cut out and I had to restart. Hope you're well. Enjoying a nice summer stay here in Victoria, Australia, and enjoying the sunshine and the quiet afternoon. That's about what I'm doing today. Just chilling out. BK3 PWJ, back to you. And
alrighty, not a problem. It's always lovely having a good day to enjoy. Victor Kilo 3 November India Kilo. We'll toss it back to you again, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
I don't have too much to add at this point. I'm mostly just listening. I'm kind of new with Next, and new with Echo Link, so it's all a little bit too much right now, so I might listen for now and maybe join in a bit more next time. Victor Kilo 3, November India Kilo, back to you.
Alright, not a problem. Yeah, your first time is always nerve-wracking, but after a while, you'll get used to it. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and mark you in as checked out. Thanks for stopping by, 7-3, and we look forward to hearing you on the next net. And of course, you're welcome to check back in anytime you like while this net is still running. Alright, speaking of check-ins, we're at the bottom of the list again, so let's see if there's any additional stations out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. What do I need from you? Well, your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically, of course. And if you like, you may also include your pronouns in there as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar she her, and I will be standing by for more check-ins. Alrighty, do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time? Alrighty, well, we will also take check-ins via NetLogger, Mastodon, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, my email, and anywhere else online that I am able to see and monitor at this very moment. Your best bets would be the Twitter, Mastodon, email, and Discord, and YouTube. Those are your best ways of reaching me at the moment in case if you are not able to get on the check-in via the airwaves. Alrighty, and of course, to all you folks out there who don't yet have an amateur radio license, well, I do encourage you to study for your license exams, and and once you're ready to book an official exam and get your ham radio license so you could join in on the fun. If you unlicensed folks are in the U.S., hamstudy.org. Hamstudy.org is the place to go for your U.S. ham radio exams. Start with the technician class exam, because that's very important. You won't be able to do anything else until you get the technician class out of the way. Once you do that, you can you could try for your general, and if you're brave enough, you may also try for your extra. So I do encourage all of you unlicensed folks to, study for your exams and get your ham radio license and get on the air, because you're missing out on all the fun if you don't. Alright, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. We'll toss it back to you.
KC3 VAU ED. I think I'm pretty much talk myself out for a bit tonight. Plus, I'm getting tired and I have a big day tomorrow. As I mentioned at the beginning of the thing, we're going to go and try and pick up this one person who's about to become homeless and identifies as transgender from Philadelphia tomorrow, and get her set up with appropriate living situation and whatnot up here. So So I'm going to go ahead and send 3373 to all, and KC3 VIU clear and back to net control.
Alrighty, not a problem. Well, I wish that the person in Philadelphia all the best, and hopefully they'll be able to get everything sorted and finally get themselves out of being homeless. Yeah, I commend you for doing everything you can to make sure that that person is well taken care of. Once again, 3373 and all the numbers, and we'll catch you next time. Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray returning. I think I'm also going to call night for myself and say 7-3. I'll be listening still, but I think I'll check out of the net for the moment. Victor Alpha 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray.
Alright, not a problem. Thanks for stopping by, and 7-3 to you. And thanks for hanging out with us as well, and we look forward to hearing you on the next one. Victor Kilo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
VK3 PWJ returning. Thank you, Kimberly, and thanks for running the net today. Not a lot to say. I wasn't able to make it to World Pride in Sydney, but have been able to watch it on the TV. All very exciting. I know several of friends who are there, so they're having a good time, as you would expect. So it's a great event for us to have that here in Aussie land. And they've certainly got a good time of the year to have it. I'll probably drop out after this round and catch you again at a future time. So KJ7 OMO, this is VK3 PWJ returning.
VK3PWJ, KJ7 OMO returning. Well, it's too bad you weren't able to make it, but hey, at least you were able to see it on TV. And glad to know that they were having a good time. I'm hopeful that one of these days I'll be able to visit Sydney and experience World Pride for myself. I think that would be a really fun trip. That probably won't be for many years to come, unfortunately. Unless, of course, I get lucky and my financial situation improves. Gotta try and win that lottery, hi. Anyways, 7-3 to you, and thanks for hanging out with us. Alrighty, before I close the net, do we have any additional check-ins wishing to check into the net before I shut things down? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to call this a wrap. I'd like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. I also would like to thank the Waverley Amateur Radio Society in Sydney, as well as the folks behind the VK3RBO repeater for the use of their systems to carry this net, as well as VK3JED, VK2WAY, as well as the rest of the Pride Radio group for making this net and this network possible. Without all of them, yeah, we wouldn't have this awesome network that we have today, and this net certainly wouldn't be possible. So thank you to all those who helped make this net and this network possible. I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their abnormal abuse. I mean, normal amateur radio use. Hi. 7-3, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. And for those of you who are on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thanks for listening and hanging out and all that fun stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you again on the next one. 7-3 YouTube from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.